Thank you. Go ahead.
Hi, Alexa. How are you doing?
Hi. Good. How are you?
Fine. For me, it's really a pleasure to join this Zoom call with you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
So next Monday on Raw, you and Nikki Cross will face the Iconics to defend the Women's Tag Team Championship. Are you ready?
I'm very nervous / excited for that match because it's going to be interesting because we haven't seen the Iconics in a while. They are an amazing tag team. They were former tag team champions. They won the titles at WrestleMania. And I'm just excited for the opportunity to defend the women's tag team championships because we don't see a lot of title defenses in the division just because it's so new still and we don't really have a lot of tag teams, but I'm excited and nervous and, I hope we retain, obviously.
You are 5-time women's champion and 2-time women's tag team champion. What is the difference between a single or a tag champion?
In my eyes, a champion is a champion. It's a lot of fun being with Nikki Cross, and I was really excited when we won the tag team championships for the first time because it was her first title ever, and so that was really exciting. And it's been a lot of fun. And obviously, being a singles competitor has been my whole career, but now being in the tag division, it's so interesting and different, but in a good way. And I have a lot more respect for tag team wrestling after being in the tag team division. And I think some of our women on the roster that are in the tag team division are some of the most talented on the roster. So it's awesome to be in the same division as them as well.
You were a Raw and SmackDown women's champion, so you just missed NXT championship. Would you like to repeat the same journey of Charlotte Flair?
For me, it's whatever opportunity comes, I'm ready for the opportunity. If I have the opportunity to go for the women's championship in NXT, sure, why not? I never say no to an opportunity.
How important was for you to join NXT 7 years ago, and what do you remember about your first meeting with Triple H?
My first meeting with Triple H was my tryout, and I remember going in and saying, "Oh my gosh, you're Triple H," because I was not expecting him to be there. And it was a lot of fun, and I love being able to talk to everyone, and I think I just talked everyone's ears off because I'm a big personality in life. And so I was talking to them about my knowledge of WWE, how my family has been fans forever, and how I grew up watching, and just a lot of fun. And the NXT days were super important to me because I had never stepped in a ring before until I was signed in NXT. And I remember my first day, my coach, Sarah Amato, asked me, "Have you ever taken a bump?" I said, "Nope." So she told me, tuck my chin, and she swept my leg out from under me, and I took my first bump. And those days are super important because if I didn't have those days, I wouldn't be in the position I am in now. And I owe my whole career to Triple H for seeing something in me, Sarah Amato for, coaching me and being there for me every step of the way, and Vince McMahon for giving me the opportunity once getting on the main roster, for sure.
Now, Becky Lynch's announcement leaves a void in the women's division. Now you are busy with the tag team championship. So, who do you think can fill this void?
Well, obviously, I think our division, my personal opinion, isn't based on one person. Our division, one person could be the face of the division, but our division as a whole doesn't run by one person. Obviously, there is going to be, it sucks that Becky's not going to be here, but she has an amazing journey ahead of her. And we are all so excited that she's having a baby. We wish her all the best. We can't wait for her to come back if and when that happens. But, I think it gives an opportunity for other women to be in that spotlight, like Asuka and Kairi and Mandy Rose, and women that we don't really see a lot of time of. I think I've always been a big believer that time away does no wrong and can do no hurt, because you can always come back. And even when Becky steps away, that means everyone else is going to step up. And so I'm fully believe it's going to be a different division if and when she comes back. And so I just think, obviously we're going to miss Becky. It's going to suck not having her in the locker room, but we're all so happy for her, so excited for her. And, I just think it gives the division as a whole an opportunity to step up. And I think that's a good thing.
What's your memory about the historical match in Abu Dhabi with Sasha Banks? What do you mean for you?
Oh, Alexa, we just lost you for a moment. One moment.
I repeat the question.
Sorry.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I'll repeat it. I have the question. I'll just repeat.
Okay.
Received by the audience, because things are different in Abu Dhabi, but it was so much fun, and it was awesome to see everyone chanting and getting into the match and knowing that they watched the product. And it was a little embarrassing though, because for the longest time, Mickie James, when we were in a storyline, called me Biscuit Butt. And it was this iconic moment for women in WWE, and the crowd was chanting Biscuit Butt at me. And I was just like, man, I was like, dang it, Mickie, you called me this name. And now people in Abu Dhabi are calling me Biscuit Butt during this amazing moment for women. But it was just so funny, because it shows that, they watch the product, they know who we are, and they are entertained by it. And so it was awesome. And it was a big moment for women, not in WWE, but just everywhere. And it's awesome.
About the actual pandemic emergency, how much has your life changed in the latest month?
It's changed a lot. I'm not traveling as much. I'm spending more time at home. I am having time with my animals, but we're still performing. We're still putting on Raw and SmackDown. So that's awesome too. So it's kind of like a happy medium of normality, and it hasn't really gone to a super extreme for us, I don't feel, because we are still performing, but we're just going home instead of going to hotel rooms all over the world. So it's nice for me, at least, to be home and be with my animals and actually enjoy my home for the first time. And unfortunately, that's not the experience that everyone's having, but we've been fortunate enough to still be able to perform and to kind of let people escape reality of what's going on in the world through our programming.
Both as heel and as face, you have always been one of the best athletes in the interacting with the WWE universe to create feeling with them. How much do you miss the crowd now?
I definitely miss the crowd, because everything that we do is based on crowd reaction. And a lot of majority of my career has been based on my character and promos and interacting with the crowd and connecting with people and connecting with the audience and taking them on an emotional story. And so it's very different not having the crowd there. I can't wait until we can have the crowd back, especially when we do a moment of bliss or speaking in the ring. That's where I definitely miss them the most. So hopefully when things kind of go back to normal, that it's gonna be like riding a bike. You never forget, and it's gonna be exciting and awesome when we're able to perform in front of people, and I'm excited for that moment.
How many sacrifices you did to become a professional wrestler? And how do you answer to those who still comment saying that it's all fake?
Obviously, what we do is not fake. Our finish is scripted, but everything in the ring is very real. That's why we say don't try it at home. Growing up, I didn't it wasn't my dream to become a WWE superstar growing up. I watched WWE growing up. I was a big fan of it, but I didn't know you could actually train to become a WWE superstar. In my head, people just grew up and were WWE superstars. I just thought that's what they do. I didn't know that there was independent wrestling. I didn't know that there were wrestling schools. So when the opportunity came that I heard WWE was having a tryout, I immediately jumped on it because I love to perform and I love anything that has anything to do with performance and athletics. And, I'm really happy that I've gotten the opportunities that I have with WWE and very grateful for that and the career that it's brought me. And yeah, it's been an amazing ride, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. It's the hardest thing I've ever done, but it's also the most rewarding.
And you have two beautiful dogs and a wonderful Larry Steve. Can you tell something about your passion for animals? Have you had others as a child?
I've always loved animals. I've had animals since I was 4 years old. I had my first cat since I was 3 or 4. My cat Matt, and he lived to be 22 years old. I love animals. I have 4 cats that live in Ohio with my grandparents because they love them so much. I have 3 dogs, a pig, and now a turtle because my cousin left her turtle at my house. And I've always loved animals. I've always been a big advocate of rescuing animals. All my cats are rescues. One of my dogs is a rescue. And yeah, I love animals. I love supporting different animal foundations. There's a charity that I always donate to and donate supplies to. It's the Saving Huey Foundation, where they find these animals that are in extreme cases, and they heal them and they get them the medical attention they need, and then they find them home. And I've always been a big advocate of animals. I've always loved animals, and I always will. And so much happiness.
And how was the experience of the song for you from Bowling for Soup?
Oh, that was amazing. I've always loved Bowling for Soup. I've loved them since I was like 10 years old. I've always listened to Bowling for Soup. I used to listen to them when I would get ready in the morning for school. My mom actually just sent me a picture yesterday of me in my first Bowling for Soup shirt, and I was probably like 10 or 12. And to have the bands that you listened to and idolized growing up, 1, even know who you are, 2, write a song about you and put you in the music video is amazing. And it was definitely my childhood coming full circle because they were one of the first concerts I've ever saw. They were the last show I ever saw before moving to WWE. I saw them in concert the night before I moved to Florida for WWE. And it's just so cool to see how it's all come full circle. And it's been amazing. And the band, they're super awesome, super friendly people. And, they're a part of the WWE family now. And yeah, I love them all. And they're just so great. And it was such a cool experience.
2 days ago, Fabian Eichner won the NXT Tag Team Championship with Marcel Bartel. Since 43 years, then an Italian won a title. What do you think of him, if you know him?
Everyone in NXT is so super talented, and I didn't know it was that long and since someone had the title. That's incredible. That's amazing. And that's the cool thing about NXT and WWE is we have people from all over the world that are super talented that come in to this one thing, and that's WWE, that's wrestling. And the fact that like people say wrestling is universal and it's a universal language, it's so true. And it's just amazing, very talented and deserves all the success in the world. And I think that's incredible. That's awesome.
Okay, the last one, if you want to send a message to all of your fans in Italy.
Yes. Everyone, thank you so much for all the support, everything that's going on in the crazy world. We still appreciate you guys tune into WWE and support us, and we miss you guys and we love you guys, and yeah, just overall thank you.
Okay, Alexa, thank you for me. It's okay. Thank you again for your time and good luck for